Welcome to the Market Like a Queen video podcast. I'm Donna Marie Johnson. I'm coming to you out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. And of course, welcome from wherever you're located. I know that this is a video, so who knows where you're at. I hope that you take a moment to go over to twitter.com/market like queen. Give me a shout out, send me a tweet or retweet one of my tweets. And I'd love to see who is looking at these videos, who's reading these posts. I would like to know how these things are helping you. So come on over and share. Even if you don't have time right this second, just come back another day and share with me. Let me know how what I've been sharing with you through the Startup Strong Twitter chats. Let me know how it's been helping you. So this Twitter chat that I'm about to show you in this video is called Startup Strong because our goal is to inspire and empower you to start up strong and to market like a queen so you can stand out as a leader in your industry. A lot of times people are just really needing some encouragement. A lot of times it's not about necessarily that you really need anything, that you need money or that you need resources or need other people or anything. Sometimes you just need some inspiration. Well, in that sense, that comes from other people, inspiration. So the goal today is to inspire you, but also to give you some food for thought to empower you so that you can think about how what I'm talking about here can impact you. And also for you to share this with anyone you know who might fit into what I'm going to talk about today. So let me go ahead and show you what we're going to talk about. In the Startup Strong chat for today, which is Tuesday, May 17th, we're specifically talking about the topic of can you build a business and start up strong if you are disabled or if you're a caregiver? And I'm going to just cut right to the chase. Yes, you can do this. You can do this. There are a lot of people who do a lot with little. They do a whole bunch more than the rest of the world could ever do with little because they know some secrets. So I'm going to share a few tips that can help you, that can inspire you, and also, give you some empowering information to help you know what kind of where you need to start, what you need to look at first so that you can do this, because you can't do this without the proper tools and foundation. So let's talk about that. Think about it this way. If there's a queen who's building a castle and she's entering into a time of war, but yet she still completes that castle, think about how can she do that? How does she do that? How can you start up strong in business even with major challenges coming up against you? Well, you got to know what those pillars are, what those things in life and in business are that will hold you up over time, that will hold up your business, that will hold up your family over time, even despite inevitable challenges. Life is going to happen. Things are going to happen in your life. Things are going to happen in your business. What's going to support you through that? Well, the main foundation that I'm always preaching about, talking about, sharing about is that God comes first, then your spouse, and then your family and your friends. You never, ever, ever want to put anybody before your higher power. In my case, it's God, Father God, Jesus. He's my God. Okay. So I'm talking to you from that perspective. After him, though, comes my spouse, not my children, not my mother, not my best friends, my spouse. He is my best friend. My husband is my best friend. He's my prayer partner. He's my rock. He's my supporter in everything that I do in this world. He comes after God and before everybody else. That's just that. And I have a bonus video that I'm going to share only with my newsletter list. I shared a very special personal newsletter recently. If you're not on the newsletter list, you can get on there at marketlikeaqueen.com/newsletter. And in the newsletter, I shared something very personal. I was going to put it on YouTube as a video, but I decided to hold back because it's very personal. And I feel that it needs to be for those people who really get what I'm talking about and really want to hear what I have to say. So if you want to hear what I have to say more on this topic of family, of honoring your spouse, and of, and those types of things, and hear more about my story and some of the things that have gone on in my life recently, then, sign up for that newsletter. Again, it's marketlikeaqueen.com/newsletter. Now, Market Like a Queen is the website, but Market Like Queen is Twitter. So just want to point that out to you. Twitter didn't have enough space for the A, so it's Market Like Queen on Twitter. So what are some key resources that a queen has to have so she can start up strong in business despite the setbacks of life? And we already talked about the foundation, the pillar of God, spouse, and then family or friends or, whoever else after. So continue to think about the pillars. Think about that analogy, the pillars, the supports for that castle. Okay. One of the main business tools that you have to be successful, and it doesn't matter who you are, you have to know how to realistically and effectively plan your schedule and your budget. That's foundational. Without that, and that doesn't apply only to business, of course, that applies to any part of life, especially like if you're in school, especially if you go to college. This is something that, unfortunately, though, a lot of people are not willing to improve in that area, and that keeps them stuck. So if you're willing to improve, if you're willing to keep learning in the areas of learning how to schedule things, learning how to arrange your budget, you will definitely be successful no matter what life throws at you. So let's talk about this. I am an empathetic pro. I get what it's like to deal with a disability or to be a caregiver, and you're supporting your family member. I get that. My husband's been dealing with a very strong challenge for years now, and God has really blessed us and helped us to pray and to work together and communicate and learn how to deal with this in the midst of all this business building I've been doing for many years. I've been in business since before I ever met him. So having his support, but knowing that God supports both of us, it makes a big difference. And so I get what it's like. I'm an empathetic pro. I would love to be able to support you in your journey, and my other team members too. We do have a team of pros where it's not just me anymore. It used to be. It's not just me anymore. We do book editing. We do graphics for book covers. We do websites. We do graphics for websites. So we would love to support you. And the main thing that we can do to support you is create, help you create a realistic strategy. We sit with you, we talk with you, we give you a survey. When you first start with this, the survey is free. It's called a marketing needs survey. That marketing needs survey helps us to understand what your needs really are, and it helps us to help you understand it too. Because a lot of times when you're new at all of this business stuff, you don't really know what you need for your marketing. So our marketing needs survey helps you to understand, but it helps us to understand too, so that we can communicate more effectively with you and help you to get pointed in the right direction. We help you to know where to start with your marketing, because there's so much you can do, and it can be very overwhelming when you get started in marketing. So we help point you in the right direction. And if we talk with you, if you've taken the survey and then we talk with you and we realize that, what we do is not a good fit for you, we'll know that because we took the time to get to know you more through the survey. And we'll be able to point you in the right direction in terms of if there's another professional that can help you more. For instance, if you don't have any kind of a business plan at all, then that's not our expertise. But we do know very, very successful, very experienced professionals that can help you with that, both here in Atlanta as well as people who can meet with you by phone or online. So, yeah. So hire an empathetic pro like me that can support you in your journey to Startup Strong. If you have a disability, you especially need that. You need to start building the foundation of having a support system for your business. You will cripple your business by not having that. So, all right. So, yeah, I need to refresh this page because it's not showing you the most recent post here. Let's refresh that. All right. So, we talked about you having a support system for your business. Let's talk about this too. Now, in terms of what I shared earlier about you having a proper foundation of prioritizing God and your family first before anything else, okay? God and your spouse and your children. You need to make sure you keep them in mind as you create your schedule and your budget. A lot of times what happens is we give lip service to the fact, and I'm not just saying this because I'm trying to criticize somebody else. I'm saying I've done this. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, we get caught up in what our aspirations and goals are for our business. We're dreaming and we just want to do this, we want to do that. And, oh, we get so excited. And we start making plans and scheduling things and making financial commitments that are not in line with those priorities of God, spouse, and children. And that can end up coming back to bite us later, which can make your foundation unstable. It can cripple your business. So, as you plan, keep in mind that you need to keep your family, you need to keep God, your spouse, and your children top of mind as you're making those decisions, because everything that you're going to be doing in your business and in your life affect one another. You can't compartmentalize and separate out those pieces of your life. They're going to affect each other. So just remember that. That's really, really important. And it's a mistake that I think probably most people in business make, no matter what kind of business they have. If it's a ministry, if it's a for-profit retail store, if it's some type of consulting, coaching, or therapy business, I think almost everybody gets caught up in building that dream, and really enjoying what they're doing, and they forget to include those top priorities first. So I'm just helping you have a bit of a warning to avoid that mistake, okay? Now, so this again is talking about the fact that when you make a realistic written plan for your business, it helps you start up strong and avoid conflict at home and in business. Because see, when you put your family first, that's fine. You put God, your spouse, and your children first, that's fine. But when you're planning in unrealistic ways and you're making commitments on the business side and commitments on the home side, and you're not syncing those things up so you can make sure they don't conflict, then that causes you to look flaky in business when you don't show up after you promised that you would. Or it makes you seem uncommitted to your family members when you don't show up for something for them that you promised you would. So you've got to make sure that you're making a written plan. And as you're making that written plan, it'll help you see problems, conflicts, holes, mistakes. It'll help you see that in advance and make corrections so you can prevent that. But if you're just keeping everything up in your head all of the time, you're going to make some big mistakes. You're going to forget some things. You're going to have conflicts, time and money conflicts that are going to affect your home and your business. And I know that nobody wants that. You want a firm foundation. You want things to flow smoothly so that you can move forward and have success without having a lot of drama that causes things to slow down. And once you lose momentum, you start getting discouraged. Don't do that. Go ahead and prevent that. Prevent the burnout that can happen by making that written plan. And I preach this. I think I've talked about this written plan thing pretty much every time I've done these Startup Strong chats. And the other thing is that, when you have a written plan, I explained this before, it's like you have a blueprint that helps you start on phase 1 and gets you all the way up to phase 10. But if you mess something up in phase 5, you don't have to go back to the drawing board, back to phase 1 and start over. If you mess something up in phase 5, you can pinpoint what the problem was, fix that, and keep going to phase 6. But if you mess up in phase 5, but you never wrote it down, you don't know that you messed up in phase 5, then you're going to just get frustrated and start all over at phase 1 again. So having a written plan, that's something we can help you with. So reach out to us for support at marketlikeaqueen.com. All right, so here you go. I just want to encourage you to know that even if you are disabled yourself, or if you're caregiving for a loved one, you can still market like a queen. You can still start up strong if you keep your pillars, your priorities, and your plan in place. All right, I hope that encouraged you. God bless you. Please share this video. Bye-bye.